As we're looking at the radar, we can start to see now on the right side there the center of circulation coming into view.
Starting to get stronger and stronger as you look towards the east and the south a bit. So
and you just got an update.
Yeah, well, we're
just
getting updates every hour, and they tend to come in about 5 minutes before the hour because they want us to have the up-to-date information for us to process it for 10 o'clock. So there is one headline here. It is still at 65 miles an hour for the max winds at 30 miles east-southeast of Montauk. So that puts it about 2 hours away from a potential landfall in Montauk, about an hour past that for us. Here's the issue. The headline is he has slowed down just a bit, but moving now to the north-northwest still at 14 miles an hour. Now you're thinking, is 2 miles that big of a deal? Last hour it was 16. Well, it is, because what we really want is this storm to continue. 16 miles an hour is a pretty good momentum. And by the way, so is 14. But if the slowdown continues, and there is that speculation that will add insult to injury, that'll keep the waves pounding, that'll keep the rain falling, and that'll keep the flood potential and the power outage potential on the upswing as we go through the afternoon period. So that bears watching. Tropical storm warnings in effect for the entire state. And another headline, we have dropped the hurricane force warnings for Long Island and Long Island Sound. So the map is awash in purple right now, and as we don't expect any real strengthening back up to hurricane storm force winds. Now that said, we could get a couple of gusts in there, because what happens with a storm often is it gets close to landfall, it kind of does slow down a little bit, as evidenced with the 10 o'clock update, as it revs up and kind of gets ready to pounce, if you will. So that does bear watching. Tim was referring to what he saw over Rhode Island and New London County. So we'll go in and show you what it looks like. Ledyard down to Quaker Hill, Groton, Mystic, North Stonington, now up to Griswold. Some fierce rain. And if you look at Route 1 now over Rhode Island, you can see some very heavy bands, and that's the video we showed you just a little bit ago. I don't know if you guys in the back, if you have that shot again of Rhode Island, Narragansett Bay, I'd love to see it, because I'd be curious to see how potent some of that stuff is near South Kingstown and East Greenwich. There it is. Thank you, guys. Look at that. That's the scene again over Rhode Island, about let's call it 40 miles away from the heart of this storm. So those waves are going to pick up in intensity over the course of the next couple of hours. All right, back to the maps. I want you to see the radar. I'm again focusing solely on New London. If you're watching us up to about, let's call it 49 over to 117, you're just now seeing some of the heaviest, strongest activity by far. If you're watching us in Montville, in Salem, in Norwich Town, you are next on the list for this latest round. Preston, you're right on the edge. Mentioned East Lyme, Niantic. You're going to get some of this in the next couple of minutes. Waterford as well. So again, this is what we're looking for the next 3-4 hours, as we see these feeder bands of very active, very heavy rain push on through as the storm gets closer to making a landfall.